Well, another very warm welcome back, all my vintage dirt bike loving YouTubers, and thanks to each and every one of you once again for retuning to my classic dirt bike TV channel. Now, thanks also, of course, to the many subscribers who have signed up since my last video posting, and I can see that my current subscriber total is heading quite nicely towards that 12,000 subscriber mark. So thanks to each and every one of you for your continuing support. Okay, coming up in this next video, we're going to showcase some racing footage from the Scottish Twinshock Scramble Club, and this is some races from their 2013 event that was held at Balvaird Farm in Glenfarg in Perthshire in October of that year. So without any further delay, let's just jump straight into our first race. Yes, and our first race is the combined pre-77s 4-strokes and pre-1990 Evolution 125 machines. As you can see, quite a good lineup with this combined class. Raced, of course, in this stubble field, as is traditional for the Scottish Twinshock Club at the end of each racing season. So as the riders leave the line, looks like quite a good start there by Albert Britton on that YZ Yamaha machine. Number 46, Paul Henneke, has made a good start on the KX125 Kawasaki as they head up the hill to begin lap 1. And as you can imagine, a variety of different makes and models of machines in this combined race between the pre-77s 4-strokes and those pre-1990 Evolution 125 bus bombs, as I call them. But a very nice day for racing on the stubble fields here at Balvaird Farm in Glenfarg in Perthshire. But it's an early lead for this man here, number 46. That's Paul Henneke, a very experienced rider. And Paul, of course, did most of his racing in his native South Africa, where he lived and worked many years ago, but now lives and works here in Scotland. But as you can see, still hasn't lost any of the speed that he enjoyed in those early days. And in fact, Paul was actually riding with a back problem at this race event, but still managed to take his bike out to race. So he's doing very well in pole position here at this Balvaird racetrack. Number 43 going through is Andy Malik on the Armstrong. Richie McFadden just making his way through on his Michael 400. Now it might take me a little while to get back up to speed with some of these familiar riders and their numbers once again, as it's been quite a while since I've had any contact with the Scottish Twinshock Scramble Club, but I have signed up to be a club member for 2021. I hope to cover a few of their race events during the year, so I do hope you'll continue to view my YouTube channel to take a look at some of their races from 2021. Now we're looking at number 725. I think that's Andrew White on the KX125 Kawasaki. Number treble 9 there. I think that was one of the Penrice riders. That could be William Penrice, number treble 9. Now many of the riders love these stubble field races at the end of the year because we can make the tracks absolutely enormous and very wide, and these guys can get their bikes opened up on these kind of racetracks, whereas on other racetracks they would be kind of limited to how fast they can go. But these stubble field races can certainly get these bikes to their maximum speed. But it's still number 46, Paul Henneke, who leads the pre-1990 Evolution 125 part of this combined race event. Paul looking very quick and very steady on that KX125 Kawasaki, considering his recent back injury. I think it's still Andrew White there in second position, number 725. Number 500 is Graham Naismith. Number 43 is Andy Malik, just going through on the 4-stroke Armstrong. And number 106 there, that's John Mitchell from Stranraer. John's riding that old 400 Michael machine. Now, although this is a combined class of 3 different race classes, they will of course be scored separately as they cross the finish line due to the transponders fitted on each of the bikes. We're looking at William Penrice again on that very quick little 125YZ Yamaha machine. And this Balvaird Farm racetrack is just adjacent to the old motocross track from the 1970s, where we used to see some of the top riders in the UK racing at this Balvaird Farm racetrack. And just over to the background there was where the old racetrack used to be, so it's certainly got a bit of history, this track here at Balvaird Farm. So the man out in front is still number 46, Paul Henneke, on the KX125 Kawasaki. I'm not exactly sure, but I think this could be a 1989 model, a very quick little machine, this KX. So Paul just crossing the line to begin another racing lap. Still looks like it's Andrew White there, number 725 in second position. Also riding a KX125 Kawasaki. Number 161 is John McKell on his white and red Rocket. But that's the racing highlights from the first race of the pre-1990 Evo 125's 4 strokes and pre-1977 class. Okay, next up it's the turn of the over 40s and over 50s class. Another good turnout of riders for this particular race, and looks like Alan Bott, number 274, has made a very good start on the Michael. Ian Robertson also made a good start on the 500 Husqvarna, but it looks like most of the riders have safely negotiated the first 2 or 3 turns. Now number 88 there is ex-Scottish motocross champion Tony Craig. Tony Craig riding that 480 Honda machine. Tony, of course, was a Scottish champion back in the day and still extremely quick on these bikes, but your race leader is number 274, that's Alan Bott from Wigan in the south of the UK. 88, Tony Craig in second position, so this could be quite a good race between these two very quick riders. The 490 Michael of Alan Bott versus the 480 Honda of Tony Craig. But it looks like Tony Craig has some kind of mechanical problem with his Honda machine. In fact, it transpires on the day that Tony's Honda had actually seized up, so it was a major mechanical malfunction for Tony, and he was doing very well there in second position. And there you can see Tony taking a look at his bike, absolutely bewildered as to why a Honda would ever break down. But here's your race leader, number 274, Alan Bott, on the 81 490 Michael. Second position now is number 151, that's John Stokes, also riding a 490 Michael machine. Another quick rider for the Scottish Twinshock Scramble Club. And John tends to race a variety of different bikes at these race events. Number 54 is Johnny Rutherford on the CR250 Honda. Ian Robertson just going through, number 100. Stuart Baird just making his way through, and number 179 is Donny Bruce. But a good little scrap developing here between Gary White and John McNally on the XR500 Honda machine. I think Gary White's riding a 250 Honda Red Rocket, but this time of course covered in white rather than the traditional red colour. But here's your race leader, 274, Alan Bott. Alan, of course, a very talented rider and rides all over the UK, and occasionally makes a trip to America to race in the closed season when the UK shuts down. Alan goes over to America and keeps his fitness up by racing over in the States. But he's doing very well here at Balvaird Farm. Second place man just going through there is John Stokes, number 151. Number 54 is Johnny Bunga Rutherford, as he's known to his riding mates. On the 250 Honda, Ian Robertson just going through. Stuart Baird, number 179 again, is Donny Bruce on the Kawasaki. Number 41 there, that's Alistair Aitken. And Tom Noble also making his way up the hill on his GM 500 Michael. Number 18 is local man Jim Colligan on the 81 490 Michael. Jim's not had too far to travel to get to this track, just a few miles from his hometown of Auchtermuchty, a lovely Scottish name. But you can see the riders are absolutely enjoying the wide open spaces here in the stubble fields at Balvaird Farm as we take a look at second place rider, number 151, John Stokes. I think John also rides a quite quick 480 Honda occasionally at these events, but this time round he's taken his Michael to the racetrack. Number 176 is Donny Bruce and not 179 as I previously mentioned. Number 51 is Tom Noble on his 500 GM Michael machine. It looks like John McNally and Gary White are still scrapping it out for that track position. The 4-stroke Honda versus the 2-stroke Honda Red Rocket. Looks like number 61 is got problems with his Honda Evolution bike, but here's your race leader, Alan Bott. Number 2 at 7-4 on the Michael. Riding very well here at Balvaird Farm. 54 again is Johnny Rutherford, or Bunga, who is certainly one of the more cheery riders in the paddock. He's always up for a laugh, is Mr. Rutherford. We're looking at number 100, that's Ian Robertson on the Husqvarna, who sadly, of course, is no longer with us, as we lost Ian in at 29, very sadly, but nevertheless a great rider and a good personality to have around the racing paddock. And number 41 is Alistair Aitken, as I remember, and Gary White just going through there again, number 45. 18 again is Jim Colligan, doing quite well on his 490 Michael machine. So that was a quick look at the over 40s and over 50s class. We're going to move right on now to the Twinshock Open and Evolution class racers. Oh my goodness me, a horrendous crash there between number 9 Tom Grant, number 147 Gavin Robertson. It looks like Morton Hanna has been involved in that particular shunt, but everybody looks like they're okay. Number 9 is Tom Grant, 147 is Gavin Robertson, but I'm sure these guys will remount and make their way back through the pack. So we're looking at a race leader at the moment, which is number 471. That's Gordon Morrison on the 500 Honda Evolution bike. Second looks like it's Alan Reid in that second place position. But there's some very quick riders in this Evolution and Twinshock class race. So look out for these guys making the most of the power from these 500 two-stroke Honda motocross machines. So it's still Alan Reid in second place. There is the leader of the Twinshock class, number 1 Paul Chiappa, as the rest of the pack make their way through. Number 16 is James McLean, just going through the turn there. Craig Smith, number 25. But some very quick riders in this particular class. Now we're going to keep a lookout for number 147, Gavin Robertson, who was involved in that shunt right after the start line. We're going to keep an eye on Gavin and also number 9, Tom Grant, because these riders have both remounted and are already making their way through this pack. So look out for these guys carving through this Evolution pack of racers. And you can see that most of these guys are certainly not holding back when they've got these wide open spaces off this stubble field racetrack. So that is your second place rider in the Evolution class race, number 492. That's Alan Reid. Alan, of course, is your owner and operator of MXM Graphics. Alan's the man to see if you need graphics or decals for your motocross race bike. And as you can see, Alan's quite an accomplished motocross racer as well. But it's still Gordon Morrison, this man here, number 471, your race leader. Alan Reid is in second place, but Gavin Robertson and Tom Grant are absolutely flying, and will soon be up here with the leaders in the next few laps. Now, just give you an idea how fast these guys are making their way through the pack. There is number 9, Tom Grant. He, of course, was one of the riders involved in that crash at the start of the race. But it's still Gordon Morrison here, or Montana as he's known to his fellow racers. He's still got a grip on this Evolution class race, riding that big 500 Honda two-stroke machine. He's having a quick look back and to see who's behind him, but it should still be Alan Reid at this point. And it certainly is number 492, Alan Reid, in second position, but Gavin Robertson and Tom Grant are absolutely flying through the pack here, so it won't be long before they're up beside the first 3 or 4 leaders in this race. So look out for Gavin coming through. In fact, you can just about see Gavin there in fourth position, number 147. Remember, Gavin was involved in that big crash at the start of this race, and most of the riders had got at least half a lap's start on them. So Gavin is absolutely flying through the pack and making up places as he goes. Remember, Gavin is an ex-British Evolution class racing champion, and it just goes to show how quick he's going on this big 500 Honda machine. The Twinshock Club's official photographer there, Sandy Eccles, getting some snaps for the club website. But as they come towards us, it's still number 471, Gordon Morrison, your race leader. Second is Alan Reid. Third is Morton Hanna, and I think in fourth place it's now Gavin Robertson. So Gavin Robertson certainly on the move after that first lap crash, so he's certainly up with the leaders at this point in the race. So just look for Gavin just coming round the corner just now. There he is, number 147. Now Morton Hanna there in third position was also one of the riders caught up in that start line crash, but he's in third position there. But Gavin Robertson is certainly on the move, and he'll soon be taking that third place away from Morton Hanna. But as they come towards us, it's still Gordon Morrison first, Alan Reid in second place, Morton Hanna is in third, Gavin Robertson is in fourth position. You can just see Gavin coming into shot there on the blue top with the red helmet. Looks like Gavin's looking to make a move on Morton Hanna for that third place position as they go up the hill, but he's already got the third place position, and now looks to take the second position away from Alan Reid, which he now does. So it's still Gordon Morrison, your race leader, and second now is Gavin Robertson, and Gavin Robertson's looking to take that pole position away from Gordon Morrison. Both these riders, of course, riding these CR500 Honda machines, and Gavin Robertson just absolutely flies past Gordon Morrison. So it's Gavin Robertson, your race leader. Second is Gordon Morrison, and third is Alan Reid. Now this is quite an upturn for Gavin Robertson here when you consider this guy gave half a lap to the rest of the chasing pack when he had that crash at the start of this race, and he's now already opened up a gap on Gordon Morrison here in second position. Alan Reid still in third place, and Morton Hanna just coming into view there in fourth. Mark Kenny going through. There is Tom Grant, remember that Tom was also one of the riders caught up in that start line crash. But this has been a fantastic display of riding from Gavin Robertson, and he's already opened up a substantial gap now to second place man, Gordon Morrison. Alan Reid just making his way through there, but this has been a fantastic ride by Gavin Robertson, and no more than you'd expect from an ex-British Evolution class champion. A very quick rider indeed, as we look at number 9, Tom Grant, who was also involved in that first start line crash, but he's done very well once again. Ooh, it looks like Mark Kenny's just made a slight error there and bashed into Tom Grant. It has now hit the deck, but it looks like Mark is okay. As we look at number 492, that's Alan Reid in second position, Morton Hanna there in fourth, and it looks like Tom Grant is looking to have a go at Morton Hanna for that fourth place position. So as the riders make their way towards the checkered flag on the last lap of this race, it looks like it's going to be a win for Gavin Robertson, number 147, after a bad fall at the start. Second place is this man here in front, is number 471, Gordon Morrison, and Alan Reid is in third place, but he's going to come under pressure from Tom Grant, who looks like he's going to cross the line in third place. So it's going to be a third place finish for Tom Grant, who's done very well also after that bad crash on the start line. Okay, just to finish this video from the 2013 Scottish Twinshock event at Balvaird, we're going to take a look at the pre-77s 4-strokes and pre-1990 Evolution 125s, and of course this is their second race of the day. So as they leave the line, another good start by number 46, Paul Henneke. Grant McClure's made quite a good start there on the old Michael. Andy Malik just going through on the 4-stroke Armstrong machine. And so as they all make their way up the hill to begin lap 1. Now of course 3 different race classes in this particular race, although due to the electronic transponders fitted to each bike, they will of course be scored separately as they cross the start and finish line. But it looks like Paul Henneke's made another good start, and I think that's still Andrew White in second position on the little KX, and he seems to have taken the lead from Paul Henneke there, number 46. So these two had quite a good battle in that first race of the day, and it looks like we're going to have more of the same in this particular race. And just try and pick up a few of the riders as they make their way through. Another one of the, I think that was Willie Penrice just going through. Albert Britton, number 200. Andy Malik, number 43. And number 2 there is Mike van der Meer on his little CR125 Honda. And as you can see, the track conditions here at Balvaird Farm are absolutely perfect for this kind of racing. A bit overcast weather-wise, but nevertheless very good, lovely dry conditions for this type of racing. But it looks like Paul Henneke has now regained that first place position on his what I think is an 89 KX125. Now, Paul, of course, was one of the star motocross racers in his native South Africa when he lived there many years ago, but since then he has obviously lived and worked here in Scotland for quite a few years now, and as you can see, he's still very quick on this little KX125, even although at this point he was riding with that back injury. So it's still Paul Henneke in first position. I think it's Andrew White still in second place. William Penrice just going through there on the YZ Yamaha. Number 15 is Alex Joyner. Number 43 is Andy Malik. Number 86 is Grant McClure just going through there on the 400 Michael Twinshocker. And of course I will bring you more archive footage from the Scottish Twinshock Scramble Club's event over the years, and also, as I mentioned, I've already signed up to attend a few of their events in 2021, so I hope you stay tuned to my YouTube channel to take a look at those. So we're looking at our second place man. That's still the youngster Andrew White on that KX Kawasaki 125. Paul Henneke just in front there, your race leader, number 46. Of course, another part of my club membership duties when I was a member of this club was to help build these motocross tracks, and I'm quite proud to say that I did have a hand personally in designing this racetrack. So it was a lot of hard work, knocking in posts and putting up tapes, etc. But when you see these riders enjoying their day out on the track, then it certainly gives you a sense of achievement. Number treble 2 there is Callum Sangster on the 81 250 Michael. I'm not exactly sure why Callum's in this particular class, but nevertheless he's out there and looks like he's enjoying himself as we take a look at the race leader in the pre-1990 Evolution 125 class. It's Paul Henneke as he heads up the hill to begin another racing lap. It's still Andrew White, I think, in second position. But I do hope you've enjoyed this short video from round 8 of the Scottish Twinshock Scramble Club's event here at Balvaird Farm in Glenfarg in Perthshire. Quite a nice day for an October afternoon as we look at the second place man, Andrew White, number 725. Andy Malik just going through there, number 43 on the big 500 1983 Armstrong machine. Number 15 again is Alec Joyner on the Honda 250 Red Rocket. As we take a look at number 233, that's Graham Smith on his IT Yamaha. Another one of those bikes I'm not sure as to why they're racing in this particular class, as they don't fit the 4-stroke or pre-77s or even the Evolution 125s for that matter, but nevertheless he still seems to be enjoying himself out there. So it's still number 46, Paul Henneke. Second place is Andrew White, also riding a 125 Kawasaki. But as we get into the closing stages of this race and as the riders make their way round on their last and final lap, as we take a look at number 76, who looks like he's heading for a DNF on his little CR125, but we are taking a look at their race leader in the pre-1990 Evolution 125 class, and it looks like it's going to be another race win for number 46. That's Paul Henneke. Well, I do hope you enjoyed those few races from the Scottish Twinshock Scramble Club's 2013 race event that was held at Balvaird Farm in Glenfarg in Perthshire of that year. Nice to see some of these old familiar faces once again on their machines, and nice to take a look at some of the old footage that I filmed when I was a member of that particular organisation. Okay, coming up soon, we have now got the dates and times all sorted out for filming brand new material for my channel. So in the next week or two, I will be travelling to the south of the country to film more brand new material for my YouTube channel. So I do hope you will continue to subscribe. That way, of course, you won't miss out on any of the fantastic machines that are coming up here on my video channel. But until then, everybody, of course, continue to be safe and well, and we'll all get together again very soon to talk about more vintage iron right here on Classic Dirt Bike TV.